How to make a narcissist miserable. 5 things they hate. Motivational speech. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about taking your power back. Because let's be real, there are people out there who thrive on control, on manipulation, on making you question yourself. Narcissists. They crave attention, validation, and dominance over your emotions. But guess what? You don't have to play their game. You see, the secret to making a narcissist miserable isn't about revenge. It's not about stooping to their level. It's about elevating yourself so high that they can no longer reach you. It's about becoming so strong, so untouchable, that their little mind games fall flat. So if you're ready to reclaim your confidence, your joy, your life, listen up. Because I'm about to give you the 5 things narcissists absolutely hate. Ignoring them. Narcissists live for attention, good or bad, it doesn't matter. They feed off your reactions like oxygen. So the moment you stop reacting, stop engaging, stop feeding their ego, they suffocate, they panic. Your indifference is their kryptonite, deciding on unbreakable boundaries. Narcissists push limits because they expect you to cave. But when you draw a firm line and refuse to let them cross it, that's a power move they can't handle. You teach them that your respect for yourself is greater than their need for control. Success. Oh, this one burns them up. Narcissists need to feel superior. So when you rise, when you chase your goals, find happiness, and thrive without them, it destroys their illusion of power. You become living proof that their influence means nothing. Exposure of the truth. Narcissists operate in a world of lies, illusions, and manipulations. The last thing they want, to be seen for who they really are. When you stay grounded in truth, when you refuse to fall for their deception, you strip away their mask, and they hate that. Self-love and unstoppable. At their core, narcissists are deeply insecure. They tear others down to feel big. So when you stand tall, love yourself, and radiate confidence that doesn't rely on their validation, you make them powerless. They realize they can't control someone who truly knows their worth. The power is yours. Listen, you don't need to fight, argue, or seek revenge. The ultimate win is to be so solid, so unshakable, that their toxic energy has nowhere to land. Because at the end of the day, your life is yours. And the best way to make a narcissist miserable is to make yourself untouchable. Go out there, set your boundaries, protect your peace, and watch as their power crumbles. Narcissists speed on attention. Don't give it to them. Listen up. If there's one thing that fuels a narcissist more than anything, it's attention. They don't care if it's good or bad, if it's praise or outrage. All they care about is being the center of your emotional world. They want to live rent-free in your mind, controlling your reactions like a puppet master. But here's the truth. You have the power to cut the strings. Every time you argue, every time you defend yourself, every time you try to explain your side, you're giving them what they crave, engagement. They thrive on your emotional energy. They want you reacting, because as long as you're reacting, you're playing their game. They don't care about resolution. They don't care about fairness. They just care that they are in control of your emotions. So what do? You starve them. You don't engage. You don't fight. You don't even acknowledge their attempts to push your buttons. You become a fortress of calm, a wall so solid that their words bounce right off. And let me tell you something. This drives them insane. At first, they'll escalate. They'll provoke harder, test your limits, push every button they can find. Why? Because they're desperate for a reaction. They've built their entire sense of self on controlling others. And when they realize they can't control you anymore, it shatters them. But you must hold the line. You must master the art of emotional detachment. When they insult you, you respond with silence. When they bait you into an argument, you walk away. When they throw a tantrum to get your attention, you treat it like background noise. And when they realize they can't shake you, their power over you disappears. Now here's where it gets really good. Once you stop feeding them, they start to feel powerless. They start looking for a new source, someone else they can manipulate. Because without that supply of attention, they wither. They become lost, frustrated, exposed. And you become free. You have to ask yourself, why should someone who thrives on chaos get access to your peace? Why should someone who enjoys tearing you down get a single ounce of your energy? They don't deserve it. And when you take your attention away, you take their power away. This is not about revenge. This is about liberation. This is about standing in your strength and refusing to let anyone dictate your emotions. You control what you focus on. You control what you give energy to. And when you withdraw your attention, you're saying, you no longer have control over me. The greatest insult to a narcissist isn't anger, it's indifference. They can handle hatred, they can handle drama, but they cannot handle being ignored. Because deep down, they know they're nothing without your energy. And when you refuse to give it, they crumble. Let them feel the emptiness of their own existence. Let them drown in the silence. Let them sit with the reality that they no longer own space in your mind, and watch as their desperation turns into defeat. This is your moment. This is your power. Take it back. Because once you master this, they become nothing but a shadow of a memory while you step forward into the life you were always meant to live. Boundaries are your armor. Hold them strong. Boundaries. This is where you reclaim your life. This is where you draw the line and say, no more. Because let's be honest, narcissists don't respect boundaries. They see them as challenges, obstacles to overcome, tests, see how much they can get away with. But when you set unbreakable boundaries and enforce them without hesitation, you shatter their illusion of control. A narcissist's worst nightmare? Someone they can't manipulate, someone who knows their worth, someone who stands firm and refuses to be treated as anything less than they deserve. That someone is you. But here's the thing, boundaries aren't just words, they're actions. It's not enough to say you have boundaries. You have to live them, breathe them, enforce them. You have to make it clear through your actions that there is no negotiation when it comes to your peace, your energy, your self-respect. And that your self-respect, they will test you. Oh, they will test you hard. They will push, poke, guilt trip, and gaslight you into bending your boundaries just once. And if you give in, even for a second, they win. They see that weakness and they exploit it. They know now that all they have to do is wear you down. So what do? You stand firm. You do not justify. You do not explain. You do not waver. You say, no, this is my limit. And then you enforce it like a warrior guarding the gates to a sacred temple. Because that's exactly what you are doing. You are protecting your sacred space. They'll call you selfish. They'll call you cold. They'll call you cruel. But let me tell you something. The only people who hate your boundaries are the ones who benefited from you having none. And the moment you stop bending to their will, they lose their power over you. Boundaries are not walls that keep love out. They are doors that decide who is worthy of entering. And guess what? A narcissist isn't worthy. This isn't about changing them. This isn't about proving a point. This is about teaching them that they do not own you. This is about making it crystal clear that your time, your energy, and your emotions are under your control, not theirs. And when they realize they can't cross the line, when they realize you are no longer bending, breaking, or allowing them to dictate your reality, they become powerless. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them a debate. You don't owe them a second chance. You owe yourself peace. And if that peace requires cutting them off completely, then so be it. Let them throw their tantrums. Let them scream, cry, and guilt trip. That is their battle to fight, not yours. Your job is simple. Hold the line. Stand strong in your worth. And never, ever let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting your peace. The moment you do this, the moment you fully commit to enforcing your boundaries, they lose control and you gain freedom. Success without them shatters their illusion of control. Listen to me. There is nothing that a narcissist hates more than seeing you win without them. Because in their mind, they are the reason for your success. They believe they are the mastermind behind your achievements, the puppet master pulling the strings, the one who dictates your worth. But the second you prove them wrong, the second you rise higher than they ever imagined, it destroys them. See, narcissists thrive on control. They need to believe that you are helpless without them, that you will fail without their validation, that you will never be anything more than what they allow you to be. They spend so much time convincing you that you're not enough because deep down, they know that if you ever realized your true power, and that's exactly why your success is the ultimate revenge, not revenge in the sense of hurting them. No, that's a waste of energy. Your revenge is showing them that they never had any power over you to begin with. Your success is proof that their influence meant nothing. Here's the secret. You don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to make them see how wrong they were. You don't have to look back and rub it in their face. No, the true power move is to become so focused, so dedicated to your own growth that they become irrelevant in your story. Picture this, and you were once trapped in their shadow, stuck in their narrative, feeling small because they made you believe you needed them. And now you're soaring. You're building your life on your terms. You're achieving things they said you couldn't. And the best part, you're doing it without even thinking about them. Nothing torments a narcissist more than realizing they are no longer the center of your universe. They expected you to stay stuck, to keep doubting yourself, to seek their approval even after they left. But when they see you thriving, when they see you stepping into your power, it's like watching their worst nightmare unfold in real time. At first, they might try to minimize your success. They'll mock it, downplay it, or act like it doesn't bother them. But deep down, it eats them alive. Because every win you have is a reminder that they never had the control they thought they did. Every time you level up, every time you achieve a new milestone, you take back the power they tried to steal from you. So here's what you do. You stop looking back. You stop wondering what they think. You stop needing them to acknowledge your growth. Because the moment you let go of that need, you become unstoppable. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission to be great. The only thing you need is to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, because that is the real victory. That is the moment they lose and you win. Let them watch from the sidelines. Let them sit in their own misery while you build the life they swore you could never have. And when they realize that you were always destined for greatness, with or without them, that's the moment they truly break. Truth is their enemy. Stay grounded in it. Narcissists don't live in reality. They live in a world of illusions, manipulation, and carefully crafted lies. They twist facts, rewrite history, and gaslight you into questioning what you know to be true. Why? Because the moment you see through their games, the moment you recognize the truth, they lose their power. You have to understand, narcissists survive by controlling the narrative. They rely on confusion. They make you doubt yourself, make you feel like you're the problem, make you question your own experiences. Because if they can control your perception of reality, they can control you. But once you start trusting yourself, once you stop accepting their version of the story and start seeing things as they really are, everything changes. Because the truth is the one thing they cannot fight. They can twist it, they can deny it, they can manipulate people into believing their lies. But deep down, they know that once you see the truth, they're powerless. So what do? You stand firm in your reality. You refuse to be gaslit. You trust your instincts. You remind yourself daily, I know what I saw. I know what I felt. I know what is true. Because the more you stand in truth, the more you weaken their hold over you. They'll try to smear you. They'll try to convince others that you are the problem. They'll play the victim, twist the facts, and make it seem like you're crazy for speaking up. But let me tell you something. The truth always rises. The truth always wins in the end. And when they realize they can't control your mind anymore, they panic. Here's the key. You don't need them to admit the truth. You don't need them to change. You don't need to convince anyone of your side. All you need to do is stand in your truth and refuse to waver. Because the moment you stop playing their game, the moment you stop letting them dictate your perception, they lose everything. Let them lie, let them spread rumors, let them manipulate, none of it matters. Because as long as you know what is true, as long as you refuse to be pulled into their web of deceit, you win. And trust me, nothing frustrates a narcissist more than someone who refuses to believe their lies. So hold on to your truth. Let it be your foundation. Let it be your shield. Because when you do that, they can't touch you anymore. Your self-love is their greatest deputy. Listen to me. There is nothing a narcissist fears more than someone who truly, deeply, unapologetically loves themselves. Because self-love makes you untouchable. It makes their mind games irrelevant. It makes their manipulation powerless. It makes them completely useless in your life. See, narcissists thrive on your insecurities. They need you to doubt yourself. They need you to seek their validation. Because as long as you're looking to them for approval, they own you. They have control over your emotions, your decisions, your confidence. They make you question your worth so they can position themselves as the only one who can give you worth. But let me tell you something. They are lying to you. They are lying to you because, frankly, they don't need you to position your life. You don't need them. You never did. You were always enough. But they couldn't let you see that because the moment you realize your own worth, you become free. That's why self-love is their worst nightmare. Because a person who truly loves themselves does not need a narcissist. A person who loves themselves walks away from toxic people without hesitation. A person who loves themselves does not tolerate manipulation, disrespect, or mind games. A person who loves themselves is unbreakable. Mirror and see someone who is worthy, strong, and more than enough without anyone's approval. You stop seeking validation from people who only want to tear you down. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're valuable. Instead, you own your worth. You embrace your power, and you become the person they never wanted you to be. Confident and unstoppable. This is where you flip the script. Because when a narcissist sees you standing tall, when they see you loving yourself without their input, without their approval, without their permission, it shakes them to their core. They start to realize they never had control over you, only the illusion of control. And illusions fall apart when faced with real, undeniable strength. At first, they'll try to suck you back in. They'll throw out fake compliments, guilt trips, or pity stories. They'll say, "You've changed." Good. You were supposed to change. You were supposed to evolve. You were supposed to outgrow their toxic influence. That's not a bad thing. That's victory. You don't owe them your insecurity. You don't owe them your self-doubt. You don't owe them the version of you that was easy to manipulate. That version of you doesn't exist anymore. The new you loves themselves too much to ever go back. And let me tell you, this kind of self-love is loud. Not because you're trying to prove anything, not because you're showing off, but because it's unshakable. It's in the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, like someone who knows their worth. And that's something no narcissist can ever compete with. Because deep down, narcissists don't love themselves. They wear a mask of confidence, but behind it, they are full of insecurity, fear, and self-hate. That's why they target people who are kind, empathetic, and giving, because they need someone to project all their pain onto. But when you start loving yourself, you stop being their emotional dumpster. You stop absorbing their negativity. You start reflecting back the truth that they are the broken ones, not you. So here's what you do. You stop apologizing for loving yourself. You stop feeling guilty for putting yourself first. You stop explaining why you refuse to tolerate toxicity. You own your power and live your best life unapologetically, confidently, and completely free from their grip. Because at the end of the day, your happiness, your self-respect, your joy, that's the real revenge. And nothing makes a narcissist more miserable than seeing you thrive without them. Revenge is a distraction. Focus on you. I get it. After dealing with a narcissist, it's tempting to want payback. You want them to feel the same pain they put you through. You want them to suffer, to see them break, to watch them experience the consequences of everything they did. But listen to me. Revenge is a trap. It keeps you chained to them. And the last thing you want is to let them take up even more of your time, your energy, your focus. See, narcissists love knowing they still have an effect on you, even if it's negative attention, even if it's anger, even if you're plotting against them. They win because you're still thinking about them. But you know what really drives them crazy? Being forgotten, being erased. becoming completely irrelevant to your life. The best way to destroy a narcissist is not through revenge. It's through indifference, through thriving, through turning your back and never looking back, because that's when they realize they never had real power over you. It was all in their head. Let them expect you to fight back. Let them think you'll waste your energy trying to expose them. Then do the exact opposite. Rise so high that they can't even reach you anymore. That's the true victory. That's the moment they lose and you win. This isn't about them. It's about you. It's about your peace, your healing, your freedom. And the moment you let go of any need to hurt them back, that's the moment you take your power back. That's the moment you truly move on. Because revenge keeps you in their game. But success puts you in a league they will never be able to touch. The ultimate power move, living your best life free from their grip. At the end of the day, the best way to make a narcissist miserable isn't by fighting them, arguing with them, or seeking revenge. It's by living a life so full, so powerful, so joyful, that they become nothing more than a forgotten chapter in your story. They wanted you to stay stuck. They wanted you to doubt yourself. They wanted you to live in the shadow of their influence, always needing their approval. But guess what? You don't need them. You never did. Your greatest power move, building a life that makes you so genuinely happy they become irrelevant. Not just moving on, glowing up, thriving, achieving, laughing louder than ever. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, with experiences that fulfill you, with opportunities that excite you. A life so beautiful, so full of peace, that their memory becomes nothing more than a distant blur. Now put glow on the brow I'm in, my crazy table. Let them wonder how you became so strong. Let them question why they can't affect you anymore. Let them watch as you break free from the chains they tried to wrap around you. Because when they realize that their absence has only made your life better, that's the ultimate defeat for them. They thought they could break you. Instead, you used their cruelty as fuel. Instead of falling apart, you rebuilt yourself stronger. Instead of giving up, you leveled up. Instead of staying in their toxic world, you created a whole new one for yourself. A world where they have no. And let me tell you, there's nothing that destroys a narcissist more than realizing they were never as powerful as they thought they were. That all along you were the powerful one, that they were just a temporary lesson, and you are limitless. So go, live your life with fire, with passion, with unstoppable confidence. Let them fade into the background while you step into the spotlight of your own destiny. Because in the end, the best revenge isn't anger, it isn't hate, it's happiness, it's freedom, it's becoming everything they never wanted you to be, your true, powerful, unstoppable self. You win when you choose yourself. Listen to me, this is it. This is the moment you reclaim your power. This is the moment you stop letting them live rent-free in your mind. This is the moment you decide that your life is yours and yours alone. Narcissists want you stuck. They want you doubting. They want you lost in their mind games, forever seeking their approval, forever controlled by their manipulations. But you are done playing their game. You don't defeat a narcissist by fighting them. You don't defeat them by proving them wrong. You don't defeat them by seeking revenge. You defeat them by rising so high that they become a distant memory. You win when you stop reacting. You win when you stop explaining. You win when you stop needing their validation. You win when you stop looking back. You win when you love yourself so deeply that their words, their opinions, their presence, none of it matters anymore. And I need you to hear this. You were always enough. You were always worthy. You were always powerful. You just forgot for a while because they made you forget. But now you remember. Now you rise. Now you take back your life. Because the ultimate way to make a narcissist miserable is to make yourself unstoppable. To live, love, and thrive without them. To wake up every single day with a heart full of peace, a mind full of clarity, and a soul that knows. You are finally, truly free. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your life. Go claim it.